and like just dressing more modestly in general, I feel like it protected me from a lot.
I think it is like
Yeah, she says protected me from a lot. I mean, you live in the United States. I'm pretty sure you would feel a lot less safe if you were living in an Islamic country with hijab. Okay, living without hijab in United States is safer than living with hijab in an Islamic country. I could tell you that.
a two-way street. I think, there are a lot of things mentioned for the other sex, lower your gaze and all that.
Oh yeah, that's so much the same. You cover yourself, we lower our gaze.
But I do think it was meant as a protective measure in a certain way.
I do believe that the hijab does provide protection in some ways.
Wait, Soha said something that I should pay attention to? No, it's too late.
I don't think it was created for the purpose of protection.
So like, if you had to say it was created for something, would you say it's more of a modesty thing, or what do you think it really represents then?
Well, I think that hijab is so complicated. He also uses the word khimar, which literally translates to headscarf. This isn't called
Khimar literally translates to headscarf. Does Soha, can you confirm this? MJ is saying, Armin, in this case, do you blame these men or the system they have grown up in? Both. I mean, if you want to blame the system people have grown up in, then any kind of everything could be excused. I mean, can't you excuse every kind of behavior by the environment people were grown up in? Khimar is when you cover your face. Batul is saying, no, this is not the right translation. So wait, Batul is the Arabic speaker. Soha as well, Arabic speaker. Can we get a confirmation from Soha as well? And also, this is like headscarf, because it's weird that she's saying khimar literally translates to headscarf when the Quran verse itself, it says over their breasts. Again, I'm telling you, the Quran doesn't have anything. If you actually look at the literal translation of the Quran, nothing about the way we understand the hijab is in the Quran. It all comes from the hadith. And even this thing that she's saying in the Quran, it refers to the headscarf, it's talking about covering your breast. Look.
Complicated. He also uses the word khimar, which literally translates to headscarf.
Headscarf over your breast? Again, look at this. They should draw their khimar, headscarves. So how is this a headscarf if it's not even on your head? Am I missing something? Khimar is like burqa in the face covering part. Wait. But it can be like a burqa for face. The Quran specifically says it's for your breast. Jedi costume.
This isn't called a hijab. This is called a khimar. A khimar is the actual translation for the head covering that covers your chest. And there's
Okay. So she's saying it's the head covering that covers your chest. But the Quran doesn't specify that. It doesn't say it's a head covering. It just specifically says cover your breast. There's nothing about head covering.
khimar is the actual translation for the head.
Yeah, but she's right that this is not hijab is everything. Hijab is all kinds of covering. So she's right that this is not called hijab.
Head covering that covers your chest.
Okay. Harris Sultan is saying there's a disagreement. To me, the best translation is a piece of cloth. Yeah, exactly. It's translated as a cloth it doesn't necessarily translate to headscarf. It doesn't translate to a head covering. There's nothing in the Quran that says that this is specifically a head covering. That comes from the Hadith.
And there's a lot of translations that came in that have called this a scarf, and that's where the confusion has set in. And so they're
Okay, good. She gets it.
like, well, it doesn't have to cover your
just a
or
piece of
veil
cloth.
or
It's just a piece of
Well, oh my gosh, she was finishing that stuff. Don't interrupt her. She was saying, she was saying it. She was just saying it. Come, shut up. She was talking.
a scarf,
Okay.
and that's where the
They-
confusion has set in. And so they're like, well, it doesn't have to cover your
Cover your, oh my gosh, she was going to say, does it have to cover your head? Like, yeah, so it's supposed to be a piece of cloth. It doesn't specify which areas of your body is supposed to cover other than your breast. It doesn't say what other parts of your body is supposed to cover. There are mentions of beauty and ornaments and like feet and stuff, but nothing about the head covering. So it's technically, given that what she knows, she shouldn't call it a headscarf. So she shouldn't say it literally translates to a headscarf. I wish she didn't interrupt her, because she was almost going to say it doesn't necessarily mean like it's supposed to cover your head.
or veil or
It's just a piece of cloth.
It's just a piece of cloth, exactly, not a headscarf. Again, when you see that in the translation, when the English translation, a lot of those English translations comes with the assumptions based on reading the Hadith.
I think of the hijab, I think of it more like the principle behind it, modesty and humility and just like not being too outlandish. And so I don't think it's super gendered, I feel like.
It's actually the opposite of humility, isn't it? Like if you're like, hey, I'm not a slave girl. Look at my headscarf. I'm not a slave girl. Isn't that the opposite of humility? Like, hey, hello, I'm a free woman. I'm not one of these slave girls. Isn't that the opposite of humility?
Hijab is something that men in their way should be also observing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. A dude should not be checking me out. Like, I think the hijab like prevents that. Like, for example, without my hijab, I go to like a solid like 8 out of 10 appearance, like attraction-wise. And then with the hijab, I'm like, you know, a 2. And I
Oh my God. I have so many comments right now. But I don't know if it's okay. She's saying that without a hijab, she's like a solid 8 out of 10. With a hijab, she's like a 2.
I think it does a really good job. Like, when it makes me uglier, I feel like, good job, hijab, you know?
Okay, I would be honest. She's correct. That is what hijab is meant to do. Okay? Because a lot of people say, you look so good with hijab. Oh my God, you look more beautiful with hijab. I'm like, well, then it's not working. You know, let me show you the failure of hijab. Oh my God, let me show you the failure of hijab. Oh my, hey, how can I, hold on. Let me show you the failure of hijab, the absolute failure. You guys know what I'm about to do. You guys know, who here knows what I'm about to do to show you the failure of hijab? Tell me in the live chat, for people who know. Wait, this is so small. You already saw it. Why was that so small? There we go. Look at that. Why is it so small? God damn it. You know what? I'm just gonna go. This is better. Look at this. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Look at that. This is Sana Khan. Why are these pictures so small? I'm losing my mind. How do I? Look at that. This is Sana Khan. This is the hijab failing. This is the hijab. This is Sana Khan versus Allah. And guess who's winning? Sana is winning. Your hijab is not working. Look at this. You cannot hide that beauty. You cannot. The hijab is like without hijab is like zero influence. 10 out of 10 without hijab, 10 out of 10 with hijab. Like you cannot, it's like a bird, a tiny little, it's not a bird, like it's like a mosquito flying in front of the sun and thinking like the mosquito is going to block out the sun. Okay? The hijab trying to make this woman less attractive is similar to thinking like a mosquito could block out the sun. Okay?
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Kali, like me, then that means that you probably want more blasphemous art. Well, I have good news for you. If you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below, then you get a free booklet of some of the tastiest blasphemous art available today. So, if you want some of this delicious blasphemy, and we're so generous that we update it for you guys weekly for free, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter below. You can also go to blasphemousart.com/ebook. That's blasphemousart.com/ebook. Sign up with your email, and you get free gifts of this tasty blasphemy. What could be better? So make sure you sign up. Link below.